On April 17, 2020, David Bryan, a meteorite trading expert, was gifted a specimen named enigmatic 869 by a close client. This meteorite was completely different from any sample David had ever seen before. Regarding the origin of meteorites, it can be briefly explained as follows. The solar system formed from a cloud of dust and gas called the solar nebula, a process that occurred approximately 5 billion years ago. The first solid objects were spheres called chalrunes. Over millions of years, they merged together, gradually forming larger masses and eventually evolving into planets. About 4.5 billion years ago, the solar system formed with 8 major planets and numerous other celestial bodies. The space between the orbits of the 8 main planets in the solar system is filled with debris left over from its early days. Additionally, between Mars and Jupiter lies a region containing thousands of small celestial bodies, known as asteroids. They frequently collide and eject fragments of rock and metal into the solar system. If one of those debris pieces were to hit Earth, it would heat up to over 6,000 degrees Celsius due to atmospheric friction. This is precisely what creates shooting stars, also known as meteors, that we often see sparkling in the night sky. If the meteorite is large enough, it may not completely vaporize while passing through the atmosphere and could crash into the Earth's surface. The meteorite mentioned in this case is enigmatic 869. It originates from a vast field and is the 869th specimen discovered in the Northwest Africa region. While processing enigmatic 869, David suddenly spotted a glimmering flash of light, like metal. What makes it special is the light source, a small cylinder with a diameter of only about 6 millimeters. The specimen was then sent to the University of East Anglia for microscopic and spectroscopic analysis. The initial results indicate that the silver cylindrical object is composed of a special type of mineral never before discovered. Since meteorites formed hundreds of millions of years earlier than the planets, researchers have raised the question: who created them, and where did they originate before becoming part of the solar system? The most widely supported hypothesis suggests that this meteorite may have originated from a planet orbiting a star in stellar group 2, a star that exploded billions of years before our solar system formed. The oldest stars in the universe are called population 3 stars. The nuclear reactors in their cores produced the first elements heavier than hydrogen. When these ancient stars exhaust their hydrogen, they will shrink and then explode, releasing gas, cosmic dust, and heavy elements into space. This material condensed, forming the globular cluster 2 over 10 billion years ago. The stars in population 2 also exploded as supernovae, creating the conditions for the formation of population 1 star regions, where stars like our Sun and their accompanying planets were born. Thus, it seems that life and civilization ultimately developed based on stars in the right positions. Based on these findings, scientists believe that life likely existed in the universe, and the enigmatic 869 meteorite may be one of the remnants of ancient civilizations. This further strengthens the view that in the future, we may be able to detect traces of extraterrestrial life. However, this is only an initial hypothesis. Experts still need to conduct further in-depth research to reach a definitive conclusion. We humans always yearn to explore our own existence and the world around us. The more we learn about this vast universe, the more we are driven to seek an answer to the question: are humans alone in the universe? For decades, countless projects have been carried out in search of intelligent life beyond Earth, yet humanity has still not established contact with any form of life or civilization. The Fermi paradox highlights the stark contradiction between two things. On one hand, optimistic estimates about the likelihood of extraterrestrial civilizations existing, and on the other, the absence of any evidence or contact with such civilizations. Our Milky Way contains approximately 100 to 400 billion stars, many of which may have planets orbiting them. Astronomers believe there could be billions of planets located in the habitable zones around stars in the Milky Way. This means those planets may have the necessary conditions to sustain life. The giant radio dish and telescopes were used to transmit and receive transmittable radio signals. Additionally, there are many other methods being applied, but using radio waves to search for intelligent extraterrestrial life still faces significant limitations. The issue lies in the fact that we lack the technology to decode signals from other civilizations, simply because they are not transmitted directly to us or are too distant, making those signals still inaccessible to humanity. For over a century, we have been scanning for radio waves, yet to this day, no signals from extraterrestrial civilizations within 100 light-years have been detected. From this, we can make the following assumptions. The Great Filter Theory, or the filtering theory, suggests that there exists a barrier preventing civilizations from reaching a technological level advanced enough to achieve interstellar travel or communication. Thus, no matter how advanced a life form may become, there will come a time when it fails and cannot ascend to become a spacefaring civilization. It's possible that some extraterrestrial civilizations have discovered humanity. This is similar to how zookeepers observe animals or how experimental scientists conduct research, all with the aim of not influencing the observed subjects. According to the Guy Anvaternek's theory, life could exist elsewhere in the universe, but it has never had the favorable conditions to develop and evolve as it has on Earth. The environment on this planet is constantly fluctuating and unstable, causing life to perish before it can evolve into intelligent forms. And the final point is the deep sea theory. Scientists have discovered hidden oceans deep beneath the thick ice layers on some moons of Saturn and Jupiter. From then on, in theory, life could exist in these oceans, but even if it evolved to become more intelligent, they will have to overcome countless difficulties just to set foot on the planet's surface, not to mention sending signals back to us. Fully explored Earth, not to mention our own Milky Way. Therefore, if we want to detect signals from the universe, we will have to wait patiently for a very long time.